What's up, everybody? I know this isn't the typical way to start a podcast, but there's something I just want to talk about a little bit, something serious. I just want to talk about the negativity that's going around on social media to people in the baseball community, people who have been on this podcast and create other creators just like myself. We put in so much time and effort into our craft, and we just try and make content that drives out to you guys to be appealing to you guys that you guys would like to watch. And the things that we go through and the sacrifices that we make to make this content are draining for sure. And there's something that not many people will really know unless you're in this community, you're directly involved in it. And I think that you guys never know what's going on with, events in people's lives, especially all of us who go through things on a daily basis, especially with the sacrifices we make. And to get these harmful, negative messages and comments is never something that anybody wants to see, especially not us, because we put in so much time to try and make content that you guys would like. And there's just one thing that I want to say. And if that's the only thing you guys take out of this episode, if that's the only thing that you guys watch, that I'm completely fine with that. But I just want to say that, with the platform that you have, continue to spread kind messages, stop spreading hate. If there's something you don't like, give some constructive criticism, or just don't comment or don't send a message, because you never know how that can affect someone. You never know what someone's going through. And it's the last thing some people want to hear and some people want to look at, because they go through so much on a daily basis. They don't need that hate from people that they try so hard to please and so hard to make content that appeases to them. And I think that if there's really anything that you guys can continue to do, even if it's for me, if that's the one thing you guys do for me, I don't care if you subscribe, I don't care if you like or watch these videos, but I do care if you guys can continue to spread this positive message and positive attitude towards other creators and continue to be nice to people, spread a good message, use the platform that you have for good. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys do continue to watch and enjoy this episode. It's a great one. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Batter's Eye. I'm here with Max. We got another big guest today. Introduce yourself, talk a little bit about yourself. What do you do?
Matt Mikulski from New York, professional baseball player, pitcher, left-handed pitcher. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. A little bit about me.
That's nice and brief the way we like it. 3 New York guys on a podcast. This is going to be a fun one.
Oh,
yeah. So, you know, uh, plays for the Giants. If you guys don't know, that's why you see the pond, the nice trees, the sun out in Modesto, California right now.
Oh, yeah. Can't get any better than this, right?
No, no. Hey, you know what? You don't got cold winters out there.
That's a fact. But I'll be back, so I'll be back for the winter.
All right. All right, Max, go into it.
Oh, obviously currently in the Giants organization. So can you just give us a brief daily life in as a minor leaguer playing for the Giants?
I love it. I mean, it's everything that you dream of when you're a kid. I think it's about what you're putting into it, right? And I think every day I'm waking up and I'm doing something for the thing that I love to do, So I think can't really complain. I'm waking up, whether I'm lifting or going to practice or got to get to the field by a certain time to get treatment or whatnot. And everything's just baseball related. And especially coming from a college where it wasn't all baseball related, you're a student athlete. I think it's refreshing,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And something I wanted to talk to you about, what was the adjustment coming out of, coming into the minor leagues? You were pretty high, second round draft picks. Obviously, they had a lot of expectations and they still do. And so does everyone else. And what's the adjustment been like? What's changed in the game from college to minor league baseball?
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely playing through some stuff, whether it's injuries, hurt there. I think last year I had a lot of Saturday, or when I was at Fordham, I had a lot of Saturday midday starts. Almost every single one of my starts my senior year was 12 o'clock on a Saturday. Now you're not stepping on the mound until 7 o'clock at night, So that's a little bit of an adjustment there too. But I think at the end of the day, it's baseball. Just go out there, compete as hard as you can. And, sometimes it's not going to go your way. Sometimes you're going to shove. And You know, I think eventually you're going to find that consistency and you're going to be able to go on a little bit of a run and figure it out, you know.
Definitely. Definitely. And I mean, would you say that, the game has changed just as, playing baseball? Like, what's fundamentally, has it changed? Is it just the speed of the game? Is it the competition that, what is it like adjusting to the actual game and not just, obviously adjusting to starting at 7 instead of 12 is different. You're holding.
Yeah. I think some of the things that are different with the minor leagues this year are some of the rule changes. I don't know if you guys have heard about that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the worst thing for the game. I think the clock, maybe not so much, but I think, especially me being a left-handed pitcher with a good move, I'd like to say, the fact that I can only throw over 2 times, and then the third time, if I don't get him out, it's a balk. I think that's ridiculous. It's not even a rule in baseball. They're just making that up. And then I think the clock thing, it's like scorekeeper's discretion or the scoreboard guy's discretion, because we have a game in Modesto and I throw a pitch and right when it hits the catcher's glove, the clock's going. And then when I'm at home or I'm at a game in Fresno, it's when I'm getting the ball back on the mound. So it's inconsistent. So I think, like, if they want to implement the clock, they put an umpire up in the press box to acknowledge the umpires down on the field when they're saying, go like this, go over, like, reset the clock. Because I think there's places that just completely neglect the umpire's word when he's looking up and just saying, hey, can we reset it? That challenging pitches, though, that was in AAA. That looked pretty cool. Like, challenging strikes and balls. That looked all right. But that's not down here yet. But, yeah, no, that's definitely some of the things that I would say that are different. Like, the rules are definitely different, but it's the same game. I think it's still like, go out there, compete, attack. You get hit, you get hit. You don't get hit, you're shoving that day. It's what it is. I think it's still the same game. It's just some minor adjustments. Like, I got to just work a little bit faster. If I shake off once, I can't shake off third, fourth, fifth, sixth time. And if I do, I'm going to have to step off. You only get 2 step offs too, by the way, if that happens.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
No, it's a little different. Where, like, you're watching like, we're playing in the minor leagues and we're watching the College World Series. Like, it's a kid in the College World Series. It's taking him 3 minutes, or not even. I'm bugging. I would say, like, at least like 50 seconds in between pitches. You know what I mean? Like, he's taking a legitimate 45 to 50 seconds in between pitches, where it's like, here, you can't really do that. Like, you got to deliver the next pitch. You got to deliver the next pitch. You're only given, I think it's 16 with no one on and then 18 with a runner on base. I think sounds about right.
Yeah. It's such random.
Wait, what's the like the consequence if you go over the limit?
So, I mean, I've gotten called for it this year. It's just a balk. So, like I try to get the guy for the 3rd time at first, but he's cheating or whatever. He's like leaning one-way lead back or whatever. And he just gets second. That's it.
Yeah.
Stupid.
That's
It's stupid. But, like, you're watching a major league game or even a college game, and, like, they can pick off as many times as they want,
Yeah. They throw over, like, it's like, if whatever, Tim LeCastro, for say, is on base for the Yankees, they throw over 6 times because he has insane speed and he'll steal a second.
Yeah, exactly. But I guess it goes the other way too. Like, you kind of have to pick your moments to go and whatnot. But
yeah,
I don't know. I think it's just not. I think you're just changing baseball at that point. Like, don't change baseball. You could change the time to try and make it quicker, or the pace. You could change the pace, but don't change the game. That's my thing. But
yeah,
that's all I got to say about that matter.
Yeah, we're not gonna. Don't get yourself in trouble.
Yeah, right. I mean, they give us surveys and shit. I go off on the surveys. I'm like, this is ridiculous. It's not even baseball, whatever. But hopefully they're reading it.
Yeah, we'll see. Manfred, I don't know what Manfred reads. So,
all right. Have to go up to Terrytown, knock on his door.
fun one. I'll join you on that visit.
Yeah.
It just sucks how they have to do this in the minor leaguers because they're not going to just all of a sudden just start doing the MLB. So they're kind of like using you guys as
No.
like guinea pigs. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's definitely like that, but I'm kind of used to being a guinea pig in a sense because like I think like my age group, like that born in 1999 to 2001, like that age group right in there is just like a weird spot. Like we were the guinea pigs for the NIL too, right? Like name, image, and likeness. The last year of college that I had, they didn't have it. The first year I'm out of college, they have it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I feel like certain rule changes that happen in even college sports, I just miss because like I'm just out of that age range or whatever. So
Yeah.
that 1999.
Yeah, and it's so dumb. Like, and the whole thing is like, oh yeah, like the football players will make so much money because the top end baseball players get drafted out of high school. So like NIL, yes, it does. It definitely does impact baseball players and it does benefit them. But you will never see it in the headlines because like an MLB, like a college baseball player signed a huge NIL deal, but you'll see Arch Manning signs $15 million to go to Texas. Like,
yeah, I mean that's crazy. I mean stuff like that is crazy. But listen, it's gonna turn into professional sports down there. You know what I mean? Like the NCAA, like I don't think they're gonna be able to like control any of it.
yeah,
You know, like
less school, more
even
school.
like you said with like baseball players, you don't even hear it. But that Tommy White kid who's going to LSU, he just signed a 10-year deal with Marucci.
Oh yeah, Tom. Yeah. He was
10
last
years.
year.
Like there's Major League Baseball teams that won't even sign kids for 10 years, right?
Exactly.
Like it's just
Exactly.
it's
so
crazy. But who knows?
I mean,
I think it's good for them. Obviously, like I ain't bitter or anything. You know, it's
yeah,
just it's gonna get crazy. I think like you're gonna get that 5-star recruit quarterback that comes out and goes straight to Alabama and gets 30 mil before he even steps on like the quarterback for Alabama right now. He's gotten however much $1 million. He hasn't even stepped on the field yet. You know?
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I can talk to some of the guys that I know. Like if I really wanted to dig into this thing, like I could text some of the guys that I know. Like guys, you got the guys watching this. You guys have no clue how many people that I have in my phone that have probably signed like multi-million-dollar NIL deals, and I can ask them like what it was like. I can
Like even that kid that you were just talking to me about. Sorry to cut you off. Like that kid Flannery.
Oh, Flannery. Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like if that kid does go to school,
we'll see.
Right? He just committed to UNC. If he does go to school, he's gonna get NIL out the ass. You know, good for him because that's awesome. That's awesome for anybody who's making the NIL like deals. But like, it's almost gonna be like that kid might be in a situation where, well, UNC's offering me NIL deal or Marucci's offering me NIL deal $5 million, and they're only offering me $1 million to go and play professional baseball. So I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna have a blast at college. I'm also gonna make $5 million in college, and then I'll go play professional baseball.
Exactly. I mean, like, guys, look at Max Clark. The kid has like his own. He's sponsored with 100% Vision, the sunglass company. He's like Rawlings. He has Rawlings sponsorships, Old Hickory sponsorships with the bat. Old Hickory designed a bat after him. Like
that's what I'm saying, right?
Marini too. Like
these kids might start making more money. They might start making more money at school than they will professionally. So then, what the heck happens when that starts to happen?
Yeah, exactly. And it's going to be because all the pro sports are going to start losing popularity slowly to these college sports where all these big names, instead of going into signing it with the, you know, when you see a number one pick in the MLB stay with their college and because they're making more money, that's when you know you're going to be screwed. Like that's when you know they're going to get screwed. And And I know, and I'm not going to talk about Max because I know him personally, and I don't want to get into this with him. Like, it's not my place to talk about, but he could be like the prime example to be like, yeah, he could get offered. He's committed to Vandy. He could get offered like 20 million. Like, he has 200,000 followers. He's marketable for all these brands. They would love to have him for as long as they can.
Yeah, but it's not even just one brand. Like, you're able to get multiple brands, right? So like he can make however much money on multiple brands
exactly
in college. Like you just said, 20 million. Like, I'm sorry, no matter how good of a first rounder you are in the amateur MLB baseball draft, like nobody's making $20 million for a pick.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like that's some team's pool. That's more than a lot of teams' pools, right? So like he is going to be faced with a bit of a predicament that year, right? Like whether he wants to go to school and make those multi-million dollars or sign in the first round he'll still make multi, but it just won't be that 20.
Yeah. He's going to be a top pick for sure.
He'll be a top 5. He'll probably be a top 5 pick. I don't know this kid, but like from what you're saying, he's committed to Vandy.
He's a stud.
He's one of the best hitters. So like,
he's a stud.
If he's one of the best hitters in his class, he's committed to Vandy. Yeah. What is there to say for him to go to school? Like, who's going to say for him to go to school that he won't make more money at school than he will in pro baseball?
He has nothing to lose by going to Vandy. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a win-win situation.
It's like, get the college experience, make a shit ton of money on top of it.
Yeah. And shout out.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
And then for like the MLB, it's worse because you're getting these stars like 4 years later than you would if they just went straight to the minors.
On top of it too, like they're gonna look at the MLB salary and be like MLB is gonna be facing like the more and more this goes down, 10s, 20s years, you know what I mean? The more and more it keeps going, the MLB is gonna be faced with like, damn, we gotta pay these guys more in salary because they're making more in salary and more in brand deals and stuff like that at school.
Then
you know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. I mean,
it's going to be real interesting.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is a short amount of the population that we're talking about. We're talking about the absolute studs, the absolute blue chips, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. But still, I mean, all these guys, it doesn't matter. These blue chips are the people that you guys are going to grow up watching in the MLB who are coming through the minors, and it's going to be like Max Clark. All right, I hate using this kid as an example all the time, and I talk to him like somewhat regularly too. And he's gonna, if he sees this, sorry Clark, but you're a prime example for this. If you see this and you don't like it, my bad, that's on me. But can come up next year, get drafted, and be a top 10 prospect in the MLB already as an 18-year-old. He's a kid you're going to be watching like, damn, this could be the next guy to get like a long extension in his rookie year. It's like a J-Rod situation. Like, this kid's going to be a stud. You're going to know it. It's something like that. And it's like, now you're losing these kind of kids. You're losing the younger population for baseball.
You're losing that, but you also I don't know the kid either, so I don't want to speak ill will on him. But let's just say an example. Let's just throw that kid's name out. Let's just say a random kid who's a blue chip prospect. Let's say he doesn't go to school and just goes straight to college, right? Or straight to pro ball, and it doesn't work out. It doesn't pan out. Now, all of that money that he could have made at Florida State or wherever the hell is gone.
Exactly.
Down the drain. So that's going to be a predicament for a lot of high school kids to make. It's crazy. Like, my high school decision or my college decision was between a couple of local schools. You know what I mean? And it felt like the world, like the weight of the world was off my shoulders when I committed to Fordham. You know what I mean? I can't even put myself in these kids' shoes. Like, the decisions they're going to have to make these next couple of years, like these high schoolers coming up,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I think we've talked so much about NILs. So let's move on.
Yeah. No, it's just interesting topic.
Definitely.
So, obviously, like you just said, he went to Fordham, and being from New York and having some alumni for family that goes there, I'm definitely considering applying. So can you just tell me what it was like besides If you go into depth about the baseball, but besides the baseball, like what was it like attending Fordham?
I mean, so my offers coming out of high school were Stony Brook, St. John's, and Fordham. 3 New York schools, you know. The reason why I picked Fordham was, one, they gave me the most money. 2, it was the best opportunity for me to play right away, right? So I'm telling you this because I did not choose Fordham based on the school. I chose it for baseball specifically. But when I went there, I realized this was definitely the right choice for me. This was definitely the correct school that I should have went to, just because obviously, like, you're in the middle of the Bronx, so there's some sketchy spots in the middle of the Bronx. I'm not going to lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
But once you walk in on campus, it opens up. And it's probably one of the nicest campuses in New York, if not the whole East Coast. Like, it's a Jesuit school with all old school rock buildings and stuff like that. And it's very, like, old and rich in history. Like, the gym used to be used as a bomb shelter during World War II. It's the oldest gym in America right now, or one of the oldest gyms in America right now. The baseball team is the winningest baseball program in NCAA history. I bet you guys didn't know that. Just blew your mind. You look that up. But on top of that, you got legends that went there, like Vince Lombardi, Vin Scully. You got Denzel Washington. You got guys like that where you see these guys' pictures in the hallways while you're walking through the school, and you're just like, wow, like, there are some legends that, like, have walked through here, you know, and have been very successful just in life, you know. So I think that was definitely one of the things where it drew me into Fordham. But then on top of it, being 15 minutes away from Manhattan, it's a 15-minute train ride to Grand Central, you know? And then once you get there, you can do whatever the hell you want in Manhattan. And then the social life, for sure. I think, obviously, you had the baseball team. You're just like any other college. You're with those guys every day. But kind of like what we were talking about before the phone conversation, like, Lincoln Center and Rose Hill, they're 2 different campuses, but, like, you can go down to the Rose Hill, or you can go down to Lincoln Center campus down in New York City and see Manhattan and walk around Manhattan and meet the people down in Lincoln Center, and then vice versa. They could come up to the Bronx, get that experience up there, watch a couple games. Because, like I said before, all the sports for Fordham are based in the Bronx, because that's where all of the sports, like, facilities are and whatnot, all the locker rooms. So I enjoyed my Fordham experience. I think there's definitely people out there that maybe had a tough go of it at Fordham and whatnot, but I think I can't really complain about my experience there. You know, maybe school was a little hard every now and then, but, like, it's school. It's what it is, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Like, funny enough, my middle school, like, this is the citywide middle school championship, but we played at Fordham on you guys' field, and we won. So it was, I first had a really great experience at Fordham because we won like our middle school championship there. But I swear, like, how far is center field? Because don't you also have, like, the football field in, like, you know, in the baseball field?
That was the beauty of pitching there, man. I mean, you got a whole football field in left field all the way into center. So and the wind on top of it is blowing straight in from left. So you had to love pitching at that field. I think the only thing that was brutal about our field is the fact that there's a football field in left field, and, like, they don't take the lines off every now and then. And the F that's, like, on the field in left field is, like, facing the football bleachers. So, like, during our game, it looks like it's a backwards F, but it's just facing the football bleachers, you know. But it's what it is. It's a mid-major. Like, when we talk about sports, like, it's a mid-major school when it comes to sports. It ain't Alabama, you know. It's the facilities definitely got a long way to go, but they're definitely getting nicer. I think it's just that comes with time and effort, putting money into it and stuff like that.
Yeah. Definitely. But Fordham,
Nah,
fix that backwards F. Anybody that
nah, I don't think they ever can, just because they got the football field, and especially as a mid major, like you're making most of your money on the football team.
yeah,
Like
probably.
any school is making their money on their football team. But yeah, no, I mean, I love it just because it's an all-purpose field. It's all turf.
It's
You're
nice.
never gonna get a game canceled. You know,
That's nice.
Yeah.
like I remember playing my freshman year. We played through snow. Like it was straight up snowing. We were playing Wagner. It was straight up snowing. We just played through.
I don't know how much I'd like that.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing. It's a grind.
All right,
The
so
old mid-major grind.
it is what it is. So I was gonna say, I think two things. We're gonna start wrapping up, kind of. So we always do a rapid fire segment, but first, before that, show you a baseball card. You're gonna rate it. Got a Prism Panini.
Dude, I've seen this card, man, and like easily, easily the nicest looking card I've had of myself
Is it number? No,
for
it's not number.
sure.
All right,
That,
so
that looks like a base one.
it's nice. I like it.
Yeah.
Dude,
I
I
like.
like it a lot. I mean, obviously, I've gotten like the people who like want to give me cards, but like those companies that give me cards, that I don't think I ever signed anything for that company. I don't know what company that is.
I think that's
Panini.
Panini.
Is that Panini? So I definitely
Yeah.
did sign stuff for Panini, but I guess I never signed directly on it. That shit,
Yeah.
that's clean. I like the fact that
Yeah.
it's a Fordham uniform too. It's
Yeah.
nice.
It's a draft pick box, so we'll read the back of it. If one collegiate pitcher had to toss 9 frames for all the marbles in 2021, Mikulski was the best option. The Fordham Southpaw paced all NCAA hurlers with the most strikeouts per 9 innings with 16.3, as well as the fewest hits allowed per 9, 3.8. San Francisco considered him the top choice and was quick to pick him in the draft. I like the description.
I like it
Yeah.
too, man. And like, I think it's just something that's real cool. Like
It's a clean card.
God forbid anything ever happens to me tomorrow. Like I got a baseball card. That's something that not a lot of people can say. And I think like when it did happen for me, like the actual draft and all that stuff, and it's just like it's a feeling that you can't really put into words because it's just something that like I used to collect baseball cards with my dad, like growing up all the time, and the fact that I got my own is like gives me chills. It's crazy. But I think like hopefully there's more of that to come from more baseball cards down the road. Hopefully I'll have a Major League Baseball card one day, and
Definitely,
yeah, yeah.
definitely one day we will.
Hey,
Yeah.
what was it like signing the cards? from Panini?
Oh man. Well, so like they're not like the only company. There's other companies out there, but it's like any other job. It's work. You just gotta. I mean, you ever written like a paper and like your hand just starts to hurt? It's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Just don't. You gotta kind of be light with it and whatnot. And like my signature, I got a long name like Matthew Mikulski. So I write it all out too. So it takes me a good amount. I would say probably like with some of the Topps cards because they just sent me the whole batch. Some of the Topps cards, I think it took me a couple days to do it for sure.
Yeah.
But
Sounds fun though. It's like
it
fun.
is fun,
It's like fun
dude.
work.
You can't complain. Like it would be so stupid if I was complaining about it. Like I go out there and I try and just enjoy it
Mm-hmm. All right.
because not everybody's doing that. So
Yeah. So guys, we have rapid fire now. You guys know this segment because I get fired up in rapid fire. So this is where we bring out all our hot takes. Today, we are going to be doing buy or sell hot takes with Matt Mikulski. So we're going to start off with this hot take. Aaron Judge will not be a Yankee coming into next season. Buy or sell?
sell. I'm selling that just because you had Babe Ruth, you had Lou Gehrig, you had Joe DiMaggio, you had Mickey Mantle, you had Thurman Munson, you had who's after Thurman? guess Reggie.
Reggie, yeah.
After Reggie, I guess you could say Derek. Or no, Don Mattingly. Then after Don, you could say Derek. Then after Derek, who's after Derek? Aaron Judge. You gotta have that guy for the Yankees. Being a Yankee fan growing up, you gotta have like that generational. He's the Yankee right now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure you guys can attest to that too. I'm not sure if you're Yankees or Mets.
Big Yankees.
So like, you gotta. I think it's 100%. You got to do everything you can to sign that guy back. I met him. I actually got the honor to meet him out in the draft. It would be stupid to not re-sign that guy. That guy is a stud.
What was that conversation like?
That was a good conversation, man. It was just more or less like – so I was actually with my buddy, Henry Davis. Me and Henry actually like grew up playing baseball together. So I'm with Henry. And he's like, yo, like there's Judge, like he's taking BP, like whatever. And mind you, like we're in the back. We're behind like railings and stuff. And Judge is taking BP. There's a swarm of media like in between us and Judge. He's like, dude, like I gotta ask Judge about like the other night, like when this is recently when he like went around the third base. They're playing the Astros. He's rounding third base and he puts the coat over, right? Like threw the coat on.
I remember that. Yeah.
Right? You remember that from last year?
Yeah.
So he like runs into the dugout, whatever. And Henry is like telling me, he's like, dude, I gotta ask him. I'm like, dude, you just went first overall. Go up and ask him. He's like, nah, man. I'm like, you want me to go ask him? You really want me to go up and ask him? Like, whatever. I walk up. He takes his last swing. Once he takes his last swing, he walks out. I can tell he's about to make a beeline for the dugout. And he's walking through like this media scrum, whatever. I beeline it straight for him. Get to him. I'm like, what's up, Aaron? Like, my name's Matt Mikulski. This is Henry Davis. This is Ryan Cusick, I think. Oh, no, we're with Marcelo Meyer, right?
Oh, wow.
So it was us three. We're all in our – so I'm wearing the Giants jersey. Henry's wearing his Pirates jersey. Marcelo's wearing his Red Sox jersey, right?
Oh, that did.
So Judge comes up to us, right? Or I go up to Judge, right? I start talking. I'm like, listen, like, I got a question for you. My buddy wants to know. He's like, yeah, like, let me hear it, like, whatever. I was like, this yesterday. Like, I'm a huge Yankees fan. I don't like the Astros either. Like, this yesterday, what you did, like, we throwing shade or what are we doing? Right? He's like, nah, man, like, it's all respectfully, like, whatever. Hit me with, like, just an absolute class act line, like, guys, class through and through. And so then he's like, so then I ask him, because we actually played on the same team up in the Cape, right? Brewster Whitecaps. And I was like, thank you for like answering my question. And I was just like, by the way, I wore the same number as you up in Brewster because he wore number 37. And I wore 37 as well. He looked at me, he goes, number 37 up in Brewster. I go, yeah. He's like, my fucking man. And like dapped me up. I was like, wow, that was pretty fucking cool. But then he was like, what are you guys doing here? Because he saw that we're wearing jerseys and stuff. And we're just like, he just got drafted first overall last night. I just got drafted today. So Marcelo got drafted last night as well. And it's like, no way. And like gave us like a nice little 5 to – I couldn't even tell you how long it was of like a little talk of like now the real work starts and like congratulations on getting your foot in the door. And I hope to see you guys up here soon, you know? And like that was – for me, like that was my first moment of like, wow, like welcome to professional baseball. Like that's Aaron Judge, you know, it's crazy. Yeah. And I actually got a picture on my Instagram. If you go to my highlights,
I'll put it up.
You click on
I'll put it up on the screen, like side by side of this. I'll have it up.
Yeah. He's actually so ginormous in that picture. He's like blocking me in a sense. So you could kind of like see like half of my face in the picture, but that conversation was amazing, but that's why I sell that one. I'm selling it.
That's awesome.
I'm selling.
I
I'm
like
thinking
the sell.
he's staying a Yankee. I'm thinking he's staying a
Oh,
Yankee.
I see it.
Yeah.
I like that picture. That's a great.
Yeah,
You three?
yeah,
This was.
yeah,
Oh yeah, that's a sick picture. That's awesome.
Yeah.
yeah, man.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
no, that was definitely a pretty cool experience. I mean, it's pretty dope.
So my next buy or sell, Fernando Tatis will get traded before he plays another game for the Padres.
I'm gonna sell that, but I did hear, like, I mean, not here, but like you see the reactions from his teammates and shit. Like they're not happy, you know. So I think like I'm gonna say sell for now, but that could very easily like this offseason change into like a buy. Like I could definitely buy into that for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And now
Yeah.
I have two more. The Dodgers will break the single season win record. Buy or sell.
Selling that. I can't buy that. I'm with the Giants. It's like saying the Red Sox are gonna, you know what I mean? I can't do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
sell that, you know.
Good work.
Can't do that. Can't do that.
Max, do you have a unbiased opinion on that take?
Well, I'm not even sure. Like, what are they on pace for?
They're on pace for 113. It would be 3 off.
Oh, no. I think they're coming to Citi Field. I think.
Walker Bueller's a tough loss.
Yeah.
That's a tough loss. If
They
Walker Bueller is still in the lineup, I'd be like, you know what?
They do get Kershaw back, but Bueller's done.
All I know is Joey
just got
Gallo is a whole new man in Los Angeles right now.
It's a lot to have
I think
a beard,
he's actually
man.
really playing well. Yeah.
It's a lot to have a beard. I'm telling you, that's it. Nah,
Well,
I'm joking. I think what it really probably was, it was probably just
the pressure.
something with that, you know? Like, dude, not everybody likes to play in New York. Like, because they don't have the mentality that I have where it's like, oh, fuck me, well, fuck you too. You know what I mean? Like, Joey Gallo, he might not have that mentality, right?
Yeah.
But I think what really happened was he might have been, like, playing second or third fiddle. And Joey Gallo just came from a spot in Texas where he was the first fiddle. He was the guy, right? Now he's getting into New York and he's got Stanton and Judge and then Gallo.
And Cole and all these guys.
And Rizzo, yeah, you know what I mean? Like he is like he ain't when it comes to the hitting part, he was probably the third or fourth fiddle. Like, you know, like
yeah. I mean, he was batting ninth
from a coaching standpoint, like those guys are just getting more time with the coaches, like a Judge and a Stanton, just because they've been there longer, right?
Gallo. Exactly.
Yeah. So I think he could have had a reaction to that. Then obviously once you start doing bad in New York and everybody starts letting you know that you're doing bad, there's only one of two ways to respond, whether it's start to just absolutely go off or just crumble, you know?
Yeah.
So that's the nature of New York, baby. That's what it is.
Now, the last buy or sell, hopefully, for the game of baseball, I hope that this is a buy. Just in general, I don't know about your take on this, but the take is that Shohei Ohtani will not be on the Angels at the start of the 2023 season.
I want to buy that. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I think the Angels would be absolutely one of the worst Sorry, there's a train going by. That would be one of the worst organizational losses ever. It'd be like Babe Ruth come to the Yankees.
The Red Sox, yeah. The Red Sox lose that.
Yeah. Sorry, let this train pass by.
It's fine.
But yeah, I think. Oh yeah, we're right there. We're right next to it, right next to the train station. But yeah, I think it would be an epic fail if the Angels somehow lost Ohtani. But for the sake of baseball, like you just said, for the sake of baseball. Yeah, I would like to see Ohtani in a different uniform. I'd like to see Trout in a different uniform.
Exactly. Too. That's what I want. I want Trout to be up there.
You know, as a baseball fan, for sure. But as a player, I think if I'm in their shoes, like go get that money. Like wherever you're at, like whoever's going to give you that money, go get it.
I mean, Trout signed. If he forces his way out, he could force his way out of LA. Ohtani doesn't have.
He could. That's what I'm saying. With Ohtani, I feel like Ohtani's going to be getting some serious numbers thrown at him. Like
400, 500 million.
More. Like the fact that Juan Soto is getting those numbers thrown at him, I think he's going to get more. So it's going to be very interesting these next couple of years with the Angels and what they decide to do. Because
they saw the team.
They still have, it's like, it's so hard. I mean, the owner is thinking about selling it, right? That's what I saw.
Yeah.
The owner is thinking about selling the team. But it's so hard to see that talent and that staff. Just that talent, maybe that staff, like the staff is okay. But like that talent to not even make the playoffs is absurd. Absurd. Like the fact that Mike Trout is not in it, it's just crazy to me.
And it's year after year.
Yeah, and Mike Trout is generational talent, and we might never, ever, ever see him in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, he's
crazy.
I mean, I love Trout.
Like you can't not like the guy. I mean, come on. He's like fucking Buzz Lightyear. Like, he's just the man, dude. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's just it's tough to see two guys like that are changing the way baseball is played and changing how kids view the game of baseball. Like, kids are growing up like, I want to be Shohei Ohtani. I want to be Mike Trout. But they're not even making it to October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
It's terrible for MLB, too, because, your two biggest faces of the game, besides Judge, maybe.
You're not getting them that extra month where most of your viewers are coming in to watch, right?
Exactly. Yeah. If the Angels ever made a World Series with Trout and Ohtani, that would be the highest viewed World Series of all time.
No doubt. I mean, just Ohtani in the playoffs. He brings a whole country behind him, maybe even a whole continent behind him, right?
Yeah.
So like,
crazy.
It's crazy. If that ever did happen, they make it to the World Series. Like it's like you just said, it's Ali Frazier. It's something crazy, Like everybody around the world is watching that for sure.
Yeah,
yeah. All I know is if my life will be complete if Ohtani becomes a Yankee. I'm half Japanese, and my family is a huge Ohtani fan.
Well, then
it's I would die if he came.
I guess my question for you is then, would you rather Judge or Ohtani?
Yeah, so I was thinking you probably can't afford both of them. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, because you probably aren't.
You already told me Ohtani.
I would probably say Ohtani. Yeah,
I would. I think it's hard not to say Ohtani because he does both.
I'm attached to Judge though.
I love Judge. Judge is a fucking stud, man. He is a stud. But
I don't know how you turn on Judge after that. After what you've been, after you talking to him, can't turn on.
What
Judge.
Was that?
After you've spoken to Judge, you can't turn on him now.
Oh no, man. I mean, here's the thing, right? So Judge is a Bay Area guy. So like, God forbid the Yankees don't re-sign him.
It's coming to San Fran.
Maybe he'll be in the org. Right? Who knows? But
he's in the org. I'm counting on you to get us Judge on for a podcast episode.
Yeah, I'll bring him in.
Yes. He better not be on
at that point, I'd just be riding his coattails trying to get some clout from him. Fucking Judge, man. Now that story that I told you is probably like I've met some big leaguers in my life. The first big leaguer I ever met in my life was Hideki Matsui, and speechless. I couldn't even get a word out. I was like 8 years old, 9 years old. Couldn't even get a word out. Judge was like the most approachable, most down to earth, humble guy. There's no better ways to put it into words. Like when I am a big leaguer, I hope people say that about me. He just does it the right way. I hope one day when I'm a big leaguer, people talk about me like they talk about Aaron Judge, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how we were when we filmed with Lance McCullers. It took me like a couple of minutes to actually realize what was going down. I was like, and I met him on the field at a Yankees Astros game 2 months ago, and I mean, I stood there and I was like, we were like waiting for him to come up and meet us. I was with someone who filmed with him before who knew him. And I was just like, he came over and he shook my hand. And I was like, wait, hold up. Like, this is actually happening. Like, I was speechless. I was like, holy crap. And then it took me a second and I was like, kicked in. And I was like, all right, yeah, we're good. Like,
that's like that. Man. No, I mean, it's all a part of the game. It's like giving back to the game in a sense where like, Judge didn't have to take his time out of the day to just give us a couple words of wisdom, you know?
Exactly.
But
he did.
He did. And it was definitely something that I will never forget, you know? And the fact that McCullers did that for you guys too, and that's awesome, man.
He's that guy.
Good dude. He's from Connecticut, right?
He's a
Connecticut guy. Yeah. That's what I thought.
He is. Yeah. He's awesome. I like all the love in the world of Lance. For real.
Yeah. I have to ask him how to throw his curveball.
I got you.
I think it's nasty.
I got you.
Wait, what we're trying to do, I know we already got some guys, but if it's okay if like we send like a baseball card or two over, if you could like sign it for us.
Hell yeah, man. Honestly, it might be easier instead of you guys sending it out. It might be easier because I'll be back in New York pretty soon, probably in like September. So like it'd probably be easier. Yeah, it'd probably be easier if we just meet up rather than you like sending me something, you know?
Definitely. We'll film with you in September. We'll get some live AV. Yeah. You'll sword me. You'll sword me. As long as you don't hit me, I'm fine.
That I can't guarantee. I like throwing inside. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like throwing inside. Last night I actually hit 2 dudes. So
you know what? I'll take one for the team. I'll take one for the team.
But I actually technically hit 3 dudes. The third one was a slider that hit the kid in the back foot. But
all right,
it's a good pitch. But
good pitch.
He's won.
Okay, yeah. Good work then. So we're gonna leave it on that. Hopefully, I don't get drilled with a fastball. Anything else, probably fine. But you know what? That's what we'll leave the podcast at. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe, like. Thank you so much, Matt, for coming on. We're going to get some content with you when you're back in New York. We'll film. We'll do some crazy stuff for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see you guys. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Of course, man.